Imagine the scene for a moment. You enter a room and your eyes meet those of a woman who catches your attention. You immediately feel a connection, a tension, but you say nothing. Not a word is spoken. Yet, an invisible bond seems to form. Today, we will explore together how to attract a woman without saying a word, using the psychology of desire and masculine attraction. I am Dr. Eleanor Whitmore, a psychologist and family counselor with over 35 years of experience, and I will share with you observations, real-life experiences, and techniques that allow you to exert a powerful attraction without uttering a single word. I remember the first time I worked with Thomas, a man in his 30s, who felt awkward and intimidated by the idea of seduction. Thomas believed he had to talk to impress, but together we discovered that attitude, gaze, and body language were far more powerful weapons. When he learned to stand tall, breathe slowly, and adopt an open posture, his presence naturally began to captivate attention. He said nothing, and yet the women around him began to notice his confidence and charisma. Silent attraction rests on several psychological pillars. The first is the gaze. A direct but gentle gaze conveys confidence and interest without any words. It's important not to stare aggressively, but to let curiosity and openness shine through. Next, the body. An upright posture, relaxed shoulders, and fluid, natural gestures show that you are comfortable with yourself and your surroundings. The energy you radiate is immediately perceived by others. Another crucial technique is micro-behavior, a discreet smile, a slight nod in reaction to what she does. Shared eye contact during a moment of connection. These seemingly insignificant gestures send powerful signals of desire and confidence. Sarah, a woman I worked with in my consultations, told me how she was attracted to a man in a cafe who never spoke to her, but whose simple gaze and posture sparked immediate interest in her. This experience shows that silent seduction relies on the unconscious perception of self-assurance and authenticity. In the middle of this video, I want to remind everyone listening to subscribe to the Couple and Desire channel, like, and share this video. You'll find many tips on attraction, desire, and relationships to improve your skills and boost your confidence in your romantic interactions. Let's return to our examples. Michael, another patient, was often shy in social interactions. We worked on his body language, but also on his emotional presence. He learned to listen attentively, to react subtly to the signals of the woman he desired, and to remain authentic in his gestures. Gradually, he noticed a change. Women seemed naturally drawn to his presence, curious and intrigued, without him ever having to say a word. Julian and Elise, whom I met in my office. Julian came from a modest background and worked in a small company, while Elise, elegant and refined, belonged to a wealthy family. Many would have said that their worlds were too different, and that the social gap would be an insurmountable obstacle. But what Julian was about to discover, and what I observed through my guidance, is that seduction is not measured by money or status, but by attitude, confidence, and the ability to create a genuine connection. Julian explained to me that he was impressed by Elise as soon as he met her, but that he immediately felt the social gap between them. We started working on self-confidence and how to project an image of assurance and self-worth, regardless of his material wealth. I taught him that seducing a woman, even a very wealthy one, rests on three main pillars: authenticity, presence, and emotional control. They began by spending time together in neutral settings, without showing any signs of pretension or competition. Julian focused on active listening. He asked questions about Elise's passions, her projects, her dreams, but above all, he never tried to impress her with his money or status. Every gesture, every word was imbued with sincere curiosity and respect. Liz immediately felt valued, not for what she possessed, but for who she was. Next, we worked on nonverbal communication. Julian learned to maintain frank but warm eye contact, to adopt an open and relaxed posture, and to smile naturally. He understood that the energy he exuded was far more attractive than any amount of money. During their dates, he learned to create moments where the attention was entirely focused on her, giving her a feeling of security and value. Another key element was sharing experiences and passions. Julian invited Elise to discover activities he was skilled at: hikes, cooking workshops, local music concerts. These moments created an authentic connection based on mutual discovery, fun, and shared pleasure. Elise began to see Julian not as a man inferior in material terms, but as someone capable of offering emotions, presence, and joy. Julian also learned the importance of remaining in control of his emotions. Faced with the social gap or the moments when Elise spoke of her luxurious experiences, he learned to remain calm, not to compare himself or devalue himself, but to value what he brought to the relationship: his sincerity, his humor, his loyalty, and his creativity. This emotional control became a powerful weapon of seduction. Little by little, Elise was charmed by this middle-class gentleman. Not because of his income, but because he embodied confidence, authenticity, attentiveness, and self-control. Wealth is not measured solely in material possessions. It can manifest itself through emotional richness, the ability to listen, to share, and to make the other person feel unique and precious. They eventually built a strong relationship based on mutual respect, admiration, and complicity. Julian had learned that seducing a wealthy woman doesn't require mimicry or pretense, but rather cultivating one's inner worth, showing confidence, and offering a presence that reassures and naturally attracts. Elise, for her part, discovered that beyond her fortune, what she truly sought was a man capable of understanding her, respecting her, and sharing her life with sincerity. The story of Julian and Elise shows that a middle-class gentleman can seduce a wealthy woman, not through money, but through psychology, confidence, authenticity, and the creation of a deep connection. Seduction then becomes an art of attentiveness, self-control, and complicity. Silent seduction is not limited to posture and gaze. The energy you project, your inner confidence, your calmness, and your self-control are determining factors. Women unconsciously perceive these signals, and they are often more powerful than words or pickup lines. It's this self-control that transforms a mundane interaction into a moment of intense attraction. I also remember Vincent, a man in his 50s, who thought he had lost all his charm. We worked on his body language and his way of communicating without words. When he went out to a social event, he used microsignals: a subtle smile, a slight tilt of the head, and open posture. The results were immediate. He captivated the attention of a woman who, at first glance, seemed unattainable. The attraction arose not from what he said, but from the coherence between his body, his energy, and his inner calm. These experiences show that seducing a woman without speaking is possible at any age. It requires self-awareness, observation, and above all, authenticity. The techniques are not manipulations, but ways of showing who you truly are and allowing the other person to perceive your confidence and desire. In conclusion, silent seduction is a subtle art that combines posture, gaze, microgestures, energy, and authenticity. It requires practice, but the results are incredibly powerful. When you become aware of your body, your energy, and your presence, you can attract naturally and deeply. If you like this video, subscribe to Couple and Desire, like and share. These techniques will help you strengthen your confidence, develop your charisma, and build relationships based on authentic desire and genuine connection. Tell me in the comments, and if you know someone who needs to hear this message, feel free to share it. Sometimes, the right words at the right time can prevent years of suffering. Tell me where you're watching this video from. I'm so happy to see that the Couple and Desire community is growing all over the world. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this message. See you soon in the next video, where we'll continue building respectful relationships that allow us to thrive. Sending you hugs from my office.